Hey, I'm catiewahwah and you're watching the Record Review. Hey guys, today I'm going to do a bit of a different video. I don't usually do these like haul style videos, but I recently went to old Spitalfields market, which has these big record fairs every so often, and I got some really cool old vinyl, so I kind of wanted to show you guys it and talk about it a bit and talk about, you know, like secondhand vinyl shopping and how to go about it and get some of that discussion going, because a lot of the vinyl that I review is usually like brand new, recent releases, but I do have a lot that I love that is old, and it's a bit of a different process to go around getting that, so I thought to talk about that a bit because it's fun. So the first thing that I was really looking for, that I'm always looking for at these record fairs, is Bowie. So I got Space Oddity, which is a real awesome, I think it's his first album. Let me know if he had one before that, but I think this is it. And it's just really cool. It's got Space Oddity, it's also got like Letter to Hermione on it, and that is one of my favourite Bowie songs. This is one of those sorts of vinyls where you can get a reproduction, but it'll be quite expensive, or you can just hunt for it through vintage fairs and record fairs. A lot of people bought this album, so it is in a lot of people's collections. Just gotta hunt for it. So obviously it's not brand new, but it's kind of cool. I kind of like the idea that someone owned it before, the idea that someone's listened to it previously and kind of embedded their memories in it. And then also you get like the original sleeve and everything, which is nice. So I was on like a bit of a Bowie kick and I thought I'd just get a bunch of that. I also found Let's Dance by Bowie. This is one of my favourite Bowie albums. It's got like Modern Love, China Girl, Let's Dance, obviously, and Cat People. If any of you have seen Inglourious Bastards by Quentin Tarantino, you know that there's such a cool sequence to Cat People. I just love that song, and it's really, really a fun album, and I'm really looking forward to listening to this. Also, Let's Dance, the song, was the first song that I played after I'd finished all of my university coursework, so after I'd finished my last essay, and I was like, okay, I'm completely done with university and that's pretty much all the learning I'm going to be doing. I'm done with my education. What do? I just listened to Let's Dance, if you guys can imagine that. It's pretty fun. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. These are the ones I spent the most on, these two, because they're classics. But then I got onto the £1 boxes. If you're familiar with record fairs, or you know, probably a lot of sort of secondhand fairs, you tend to have these boxes. It's a bit of a pick and mix, you have to search through, but it's all £1. I found some real gems, so I'm gonna show you guys some of these and probably reveal a bit too much about my personal music taste. The first thing I was really excited to find was Jolene by Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is one of my favourite artists. I'm not actually a big country fan, but I do love Dolly. And so this obviously has Jolene and also I Will Always Love You. If you didn't know, Dolly Parton was the writer and original singer of I Will Always Love You. Yeah, £1, and it plays beautifully. I've already been playing it, it's really lovely, quite a good find. Next, I was a bit of a nerd and I decided to get some classical music. Not to insult you if you do like classical music, but it is a bit nerdy. I found some Debussy. This is by an Israeli conductor. I just love Debussy. You might know Claire de Lune, which is one of the most beautiful pieces of classical music ever, I think. And pretty iconic. I love all that music. I love how it's very measured and quite scientific, but also very evocative of these dream worlds. Next, okay, so you've already seen that I like Dolly. Guess what else I found? Yes, I did find Madonna Like a Virgin for £1. I was just looking at the cover for this though, like obviously it's got all the classics like Virgin, Material Girl, Into the Groove. She was Carrie Bradshaw long before Carrie Bradshaw was doing that. She's wearing like the whole like tutu, and on the other side that's like the same hairstyle Carrie had for a while. But obviously, I mean, come on, Madonna is fantastic. She might be like overexposed sometimes, so sometimes we get a bit bored of her, but she's a real genius. She's like a proper pop star. It's not my favourite Madonna album. That is a different one. As you can see again, the sleeve and everything is secondhand. It's like getting a secondhand Bertha, but it's just cool. And it's not these brand new ones that you'll pay about £20 for. I was on quite a sort of female hero drive, I guess, but I found Parallel Lines by Blondie. Parallel Lines, I don't know, this is like the Blondie album. You know, Hanging on the Telephone, One Way or Another, Picture This, Sunday Girl, Heart of Glass, all on this album. all on this album and it was £1. And yeah, again, I've checked this, no scratches, plays beautifully. I don't know if they knew how like good this album was when they sold it for £1, but maybe they did. Maybe they wanted everyone to enjoy Blondie. But yeah, it's just sort of iconic, isn't it? So I'm really looking forward to this. The final album I got, so I went with my friend Pip to the record fair and it was really cool because we found 2 copies of this album and so we both thought we would each get one for £1. It's the Christmas album. Give this video a thumbs up if you want me to do a Christmas review of this when that comes along. But I just thought, you know, it's got all the classics. It's got Paul McCartney, Wizard, Queen, Slade, and you can tell how old it is because it's also got Gary Glitter, Another Rock and Roll Christmas. So that immediately dates it because he's actually been completely erased from everything because everyone doesn't want to remember that. I'm really excited to start playing this. I haven't played this yet because I'm kind of saving it for the festiveness. So that's everything that I got. I got those records at the Old Spitalfields Market Record Fair, which is the 1st and 3rd Friday of every month and also the 2nd Saturday, and it's in the East End of London. I used to go to Brick Lane a lot when I was at school, and then I didn't live in the country for 4 years, but I remember it being like starting to be really cool. And I don't know if I sound like an old fogey saying, oh, East End sounds cool now, but I have been going back there quite a bit recently and it's really cool. So if you live in London and you love music and you love sort of music on vinyl specifically, it's a really cool place to go. Depending on where you live, there may or may not be quite a big second-hand record market for it. So obviously major cities, London, New York, all of those will tend to have some sort of fairs, regular gatherings for people to buy and sell them. In my experience, going to these bigger events tends to be a lot more fruitful. I have spent like hours going through so many bins in, not literal bins, but like record bins full of records, just trying to find something that I'm actually interested in and not found anything, and it can be a bit disheartening sometimes because it feels like, oh, no one actually wants to sell the records that I want. But if you go to these bigger events, first of all, they tend to have a lot of different sellers in the same area, so it's quite easy to just check out everyone, and also they tend to have like their best stuff all out there. And obviously buying music on vinyl is a lot more expensive than say like streaming it or buying the MP3, but buying these on vinyl for me, like I have whole albums each for £1, and what is it on iTunes, like 89p or something, 79p per song. This vinyl is cheaper than the iTunes MP3s, which is pretty good, and no internet connection required, so it's not like Spotify. That's one of the reasons that I really like vinyl, is because you just have it even if your internet goes out, even if you're not near your computer. You can play these on more than 5 devices. You can play them wherever you want as long as you can carry them. I really love looking for like vintage vinyl because you do find some really cool stuff because you have that hindsight. You already know what it sounds like and you know what's worth getting and what's not worth getting. So if you are looking to build up your collection really quickly, you can go to these record fairs. You can also check out, sometimes people on like, I know in America people on Craigslist tend to put their whole record collections up for sale, and so you can get like 500 records for $100, but like you don't always know what you're gonna get. But if you just want to have like loads of records and start collecting everything, I hear that that is a good way. Personally, I like to curate my collection a bit more, and so I'm eclectic in what I buy, but I like to make sure I really like what I'm getting. Let me know in the comments where you guys tend to get your vinyl. Do you order it online? Do you go to a special vinyl shop? I go a lot to Rough Trade. I used to go in New York. Now I go to the one in the East End. You know, that's good, but it is expensive. I used to buy a lot of my vinyl from Urban Outfitters, which I think is quite surprising for some people, but if you do live in America, and I think they're starting to do it in England a bit more, they are trying to have more of like a vinyl selection and be a record store as well as a clothing and lifestyle store. So that can actually be quite a good way to get newer records, and sometimes they're like a bit cheaper than they would be elsewhere, and they're one of the only places that still buys vinyl of like everything, so it's quite nice to get like the physical copy when you go there. But yeah, let me know in the comments where you get your vinyl, if you've ever been to a record fair before, and what you got. Also, definitely let me know if you want me to do a throwback review of any of these records. There are some really awesome ones on that. I mean, I'm just really happy with them. And if you guys have been vinyl shopping recently, leave a link to your video down below and I'll go over and watch it because, I don't know, I like seeing what other people buy. Oh, and if you are not already subscribed and you've just stumbled across this video but you think I seem kinda cool, you can subscribe to me right here. Click the button, it'll be somewhere around here. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye! She's not just showing this type of woman, she is being this type of woman and giving that perspective.